Chapter 28 The Missing Meter. Harry's feet touched the road. It saw the achingly familiar Hogsmeade High Street, dark sharp fronts, and the outline of flank mountains beyond the village. And the curve in the road ahead that led up toward Hogwarts, and lights spilling from the windows of the three broomsticks, and with the lurch of the heart he remembered with piercing accuracy how he had landed here nearly a year before, supporting a desperately weak Dumbledore. All this in a second, upon landing, and then, even as he relaxed his grip upon Ron's and Hermione's arms, it happened. The air was rent by a scream that sounded like Voldemort's when he had realized the cup had been stolen. It tore at every nerve in Harry's body, and he knew immediately that their appearance had caused it. Even as he looked at the other two beneath the claw, the door of the three broomsticks burst open, and a dozen cloaked and hooded Death Eaters dashed into the street, their wands aloft. Harry seized Ron's wrist as he raised his wand. There were too many of them to stun. Even attempting it would give away their position. One of the Death Eaters waved his wand, and the scream stopped, still echoing around the distant mountains. A seal claw, roared one of the Death Eaters. Harry seized its folds, but it made no attempt to escape. The summoning charm had not worked on it. Not under your wrapper, then, Potter, yelled the Death Eater who had tried the charm, and then to his fellows spread out his hair. 6 of the Death Eaters ran toward them. Harry, Ron, and Hermione backed as quickly as possible down the nearest side street, and the Death Eaters missed them by inches. They waited in the darkness, listening to the footsteps running up and down, beams of light flying along the street from the Death Eaters' searching wands. "Let's just leave," Hermione whispered. "They're separate now." "Great idea," said Ron, but before Harry could reply, a Death Eater shouted, "We know you are here, Potter, and there's no getting away. We'll find you." "They were ready for us," whispered Harry. "They set up that spell to tell them we'd come. I reckon they've done something to keep us here, trap us." "What about Dementors?" called another Death Eater. "Let them have free rein. They'd find him quickly enough." "The Dark Lord wants Potter dead by no hand but his, and the Dementors won't kill him. The Dark Lord wants Potter's life, not his soul. He'll be easier to kill. He'd been kissed first." There were noises of agreement. Dread filled Harry. To repel Dementors, they would have to produce Patronuses, which would give them away immediately. "We are going to have to try to separate Harry," Hermione whispered. Even as she said it, he felt the unnatural cold began to steal over the street. Light was struck from the environment right up to the stars, which vanished. In the pitch-dark blackness, he found Hermione took hold his arm, and together they turned on the spot. The air through which they needed to move seemed to have become solid. They could not separate. The Death Eaters had cast their charms well. The cold was biting deeper and deeper into Harry's flesh. He, Ron, and Hermione retreated down the side street, groping their way along the wall, trying not to make a sound. Then around the corner, gliding noiselessly came the Dementors, 10 or more of them, visible because they were of a denser darkness than their surroundings, with their black cloaks and their scabbed and rotting hands. Could they sense fear in the vicinity? Harry was sure of it. They seemed to be coming more quickly now, taking those dragging, rattling breaths he detested, testing the despair on the air, closing in. He raised his wand. He would not suffer the Dementor's kiss. Whatever happened afterward, it